What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we're going to do Spawn again for Spawn Sundays, and we pick up with Spawn number 28. Yes, guys, we do have another one-shot story. Guys, do not worry. Sooner or later, we're going to have one of those big epic stories, but I want to make sure we cover everything we need when it comes to Spawn. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Spawn number 28, this is the book where you actually have Wanda find Spawn. And remember, Wanda is the ex-wife of Spawn, because technically, right after he died, she got remarried to, of course, his best friend. But the thing is, though, the last time she saw Spawn, he was in a different form, that his powers made him look like he was some Caucasian dude. And so she had no idea who he was. But now she's wondering who Spawn is because this guy has been saving her husband, Terry, who of course is Al Simmons' old best friend, multiple times, especially the last time when it came to Overkill. And so right now it's her wondering who Spawn is. But when she meets Spawn, honestly, it doesn't go how you expect. Unfortunately, she is very disappointed in Spawn. And so when we get into Spawn number 28, we actually do pick up with Spawn right now, but we do pick up where the last one-shot left off at, where you have Spawn fight against Curse. And really we pick up, I want to say maybe a couple days after that battle, because right now you have Spawn holding Curse against a wall, and technically right now he is a prisoner, but also an example to tell other people if they try to come into Spawn's area, you're gonna get wrecked. And so you better walk away as soon as you see Curse and what I did to him. Now, if you're wondering who in the world Curse is or possibly forgot who Curse is, remember, Curse was someone who truly believed that he was doing God's work. And so Homeboy went out of his way to actually test Spawn because he believed that Spawn was the chosen one from God. And when he found out Spawn was actually a hell spawn, he realized that he made a huge mistake. But on top of that, because this man truly believed in God so much and he wondered when God was going to answer his prayers, you had Curse do a lot of different things to his body to hopefully please God, but at the same time try to do different things to hopefully please God as well when it comes to going after different people. Either way, he was defeated by Spawn in our last video, and so right now you have Spawn technically having Curse tied to the wall to be an example to other people who might try to come into his territory. And so then we pick up with Wanda. Now, Wanda is on her way right now to Spawn territory. And the reason why, because she wants to say thank you to Spawn for saving her husband's life. Because Spawn has done that multiple times very recently when it comes to Spawn comics at this point in time. But the thing is though, this is her right now saying, I have to ask Spawn a few questions because she wants to know why Spawn has been going out of his way to protect Terry, because she has no idea Spawn is her old ex-husband that came back to life. And right now it's just Al trying to protect his ex-wife, but also his old best friend. Either way, it's also her right now trying to figure out that why other people were coming after her husband thanks to Spawn. Like, what is his connection? Now, we actually know what is his connection to Terry, because again, Spawn is Terry's best friend. But on top of that though, when it came to Terry, Jason Wynn, another character, the one that actually got Spawn killed, he was the one who was trying to use Terry as a scapegoat, which of course put Terry through a lot of different things. The mafia, his co-workers hated him, like a lot of different things happened to Terry. Now, luckily, all those different things were luckily dropped, but at the same time though, his character was technically ruined. Other people still look at him as some bad person, even though he was clear of all crimes. Either way, it's her saying, I have to find Spawn to hopefully learn more about his connection to us, but at the same time, say thank you for saving Terry, for giving Terry the chance to still be a father and a husband. But then we get another page where you technically have Spawn right now just being a total jerk to Curse, because Curse is right now talking about the idea of breaking free and getting his revenge on Spawn. And even though he might break free and try to kill Spawn, Spawn still will come back to life again and most likely find a different way to actually stop Curse. Either way, you have Spawn tell Curse, you're not going anywhere, buddy. Like, you're stuck here forever. Like, I want you to understand this. You're not going anywhere at all, because technically I'm going to use you as an example to keep other people out of my territory. But then we pick up with Wanda. Now, when we do, this is Wanda right now arriving into Spawn's territory. Now, this is where the book kind of tells us a little bit more about Wanda. And what I mean by that is it tells us that when it comes to Wanda, she had actually grew up in a rough neighborhood, but she knew that at night she could not stay out late at night. And the reason why, because something bad might actually happen to you. Now, when it comes to Spawn's territory, it's kind of similar to her old neighborhood, meaning that right now Spawn's area is a tad bit rough. And of course, right now she's out late at night trying to find Spawn, which means that most likely she might get caught in some kind of problem, some kind of trouble. And of course she is, because as she's walking around this area looking for Spawn, some thugs do see her and begin the process of trying to come after her. And so then we jump over to Sam and Twitch. Now remember, Sam and Twitch are two detectives that were originally trying to hunt down Spawn, but then of course backed off, and then you have Spawn give them a particular folder. Now, when it came to this folder, it does contain a lot of information about their boss, their commissioner, meaning that if that information ever gets out to the public, it could actually ruin his career. And so right now, Spawn told Sam and Twitch to give that folder, that information, over to their commissioner to scare him, to basically say, leave my area alone and get your cops back in line. The problem is though, Sam and Twitch never did what Spawn told them to do, which is hand the file over to your boss. Because right now it's Sam and Twitch saying, we could hold on to this folder and basically use it as a way to blackmail him to keep him off our backs. Now, while you have the stories telling us that, you then have Sam go through the folder. Now, when he does go through the folder, he finds something else very important about the commissioner, something that he cannot believe his boss ever did. The problem is though, we do not get told what he saw in that folder. But then we jump over to Terry. Now, when we do, Terry is right now at home with his daughter. And of course, right now, he's not with Wanda because Wanda lied to him. And what I mean by that is Wanda told Terry that she's actually going over a friend's house to help that friend with some kind of charity event. In reality though, as we now know, she's on her way to say thank you to Spawn. Now with that being said though, right now you have Terry looking over different folders that could tell him why in the world he was a scapegoat for Jason Wynn. Except that is the moment he gets a phone call. And of course, it's Wanda's friend wondering where she is at. And he tells her, I was told that she is right now on her way over to your house. And the friend says, that's not true because I never talked to her at all today. Which means right now, Terry knows that Wanda is lying. But then we actually pick up with Wanda right now, going around asking the different homeless people, do they know where she can find Spawn? Now, of course, at first, you do have a lot of people right now telling her, no, unfortunately, we cannot tell you where he is because we never heard of the guy. Now, luckily for her, the last person she does ask tells her, yeah, I know where Spawn is, just follow me. Now, the reason why he's actually helping her out because one, she did pay him, but two, he believes that right now, Wanda could be another person coming after Spawn in a bad way, having no idea that right now it's her just wanting to say thank you to him. Either way, when you do have our homeless person take her over to where Spawn usually stays at, well, that is the moment she sees something that terrifies her. And that right there actually terrifies her because right now it's her realizing that maybe Spawn could be a tad bit crazy, but at the same time, a tad bit cruel. Because when she finds Curse is right now being hung against the wall, and of course he looks beaten really badly and bleeding in some areas. And she's kind of like, what in the world is going on here? And she runs off. The problem is though, when she does run off, she does run into some thugs that were following her this entire time. And of course right now, these thugs are plotting to do some bad things to her. And so right now it seems like Wanda might get hurt by these thugs. And of course, that is the moment where you do have Spawn arrive. Now, when Spawn arrives, at first, he has no idea that Wanda is technically there. All he knows is that there's some innocent woman right now who needs his help. And so of course he does jump in to actually help out this innocent woman. Now here's the thing though, Spawn does not kill off these thugs, but the way he does fight against them though, it's very bloody. It's very like cruel. It's homeboy saying, y'all messed up for two things. One, coming into my area, but two, going after an innocent person in my area. That right there is a huge problem. And so right now you have Spawn just beat down on these thugs left and right. I mean, these guys are getting brutally beaten by Spawn. And of course, once he's all done with them, that is the moment he realized that Wanda is there. And the book ends on a sad moment. And the reason why, because right after Spawn realized that, hey, Wanda's here right now, and you have Wanda say, I came here to tell you thank you for saving my husband's life, but at the same time, I want to know, what is your connection to us, to Terry and me? But then she's all like, right now, I can't stay here because I'm terrified of you. And that right there is just hard to hear for Spawn, because he came back to life 5 years later to find out his wife was able to get remarried, have a daughter, something that he could not give her 5 years ago. But on top of that, right now, she is scared of him because she had just watched him fight these thugs and brutally beat those thugs down. And so because of that, she's kind of like, listen, I came here to give you this right here, a photo of Terry, me, and our daughter to show you what you did. You brought home a man we love, my daughter and I. We have our father/husband, and that right there is great. But at the same time, I realize you're a monster. Like, look at what you did to these guys. They are in pain. Like, you almost killed them. And then I saw the guy earlier that was hung up in your area, of course, talking about Curse. And she's all like, you're dangerous. And so she runs off, and Spawn's left there to hold the photo of Wanda, Terry, and their daughter. But at the same time, it's him kind of like now realizing that maybe he is a monster when it comes to protecting his area. But at the same time though, his heart is broken to hear the idea that his own wife, the woman he loves, is terrified of him. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.